Who knows what sound I just played? I'm reacting near total silence. Aside from the fact that the fan is on, it's going to be just like low 70s today, not too hot. It's going to be humid though. Rain and a little bit of heat. Joy. But howdy, nearly seniors, it is here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day where I'm going to be obsessively tucking on my shirts again, of course. It is a little bit chill, like I say, but going to get up around 70s. But for right now, I am cold enough that I need to wear my shirt. That will change as time goes on. I have an annoying thing going on. I have a band-aid right there. Using my walker, I need to put masking tape over part of the rubber on one of my handles because this part of my finger rubs right against the handle. It doesn't even rub, I just hold on to it. And I have insanely delicate skin. So I, of course, have gotten a blister. That, because my skin is insanely delicate, has gone from a blister to a cracked part of skin to now it is an open wound. Now it is an open wound, and that's joyous. You hear that? Up until I had been up here. It is 7:37. It has been an hour and a half my computer's been on. It has not had a single bit of problems. I had to start recording, but then stop because I had to start coughing. The moment, well, about 30 seconds after I started recording, this started. It's the PlayStation that I record on. But now this is happening. It didn't do it once beforehand. But now, thumbs up. But anyway, I've got that, and it's just anytime anything happens, my skin just goes nuts and breaks down. Again, these things weigh like ounces. And just the weight of these very, very light pieces of plastic and super light metal and the skin on my nose and the back of my ears will start to break down. Yay for insanely delicate skin. And speaking of insanely delicate skin, I'm going to talk about this because it's amazing. I have mentioned before that when I'm getting shoes for my feet, I have to get a certain kind because if it's too tight, I get blisters. If it's too loose, I get blisters. It's got to be in this little window where I will not have blisters. So it has been a struggle with all these shoes I've had before, and so I've always had blisters going out for walks for years and years and years and years and years now. Finally, I had to get another pair of shoes last night because I had horrific blisters on my little right toe, and it just was so painful I could not do it. So I had to get a E size width. I guess it's like extra or whatever. I don't know what it stands for, but it's wider than even a wide. So I got a pair of those, and I wore those to go out on walkies. Every shoe that I have ever worn in my entire life has been in the category of too tight after wearing those. Because they were tight enough that they kept a grip on my feet, but up where my toes were at just enough room so that they weren't too tight and they weren't too loose, and it was beautiful. Now, this is not the only time it does that. I will be downstairs and I'll hear it doing this from up here. But it does this primarily starting usually when I'm recording, and I don't know how it knows. But the thing is that I looked it up. I said, why does my USB hub keep, making this sound? The USB sound. And they said you need to reinstall your USB driver. So I did that. And it still does it. So I have no ideas. And the thing is, this is when it does it the most. Because it'll do it periodically when I'm not recording. Periodically. When I'm recording, it's constant. So thumbs up. But anyway. So let's see what I was talking about. Oh yes, my feet. So I'm now able to go walking, and I didn't have any issues. Not a single issue last night going on walkies. even with the one toe that's all tore up, no problems. It's going to be healing up just great. My other toes that I normally have problems with, no problems. They're doing great. It was wonderful. As stated, every shoe I have ever worn has fallen in the category now of too tight. So thumbs up. I got to make sure I get those from now on. And checking the rest of my list here. Oh, yes! I have periodically felt like I am losing my mind because of various things. Like, I will go downstairs after being up here, and then I go to bed, and I wake up, go downstairs, and stuff is weird. Like, I'll have lights on that I don't remember leaving on. Or things will be moved that I don't remember moving. I have no ideas why it is doing that so much, and I am so sorry if you are irritated by that sound. I am more than frustrated. But stuff like that has been happening all the time here. And it can't be carbon monoxide poisoning. I mean, it might be, who knows, but I've got a window open up there all the time, so I've always got oxygen. I've got this door open all the time, so that open window, open door, there's flowing air. I will have windows and stuff open downstairs, so there's flowing air. There's not a carbon monoxide buildup. But then stuff will just happen. Like last night, I'm going to show you my fascinating pipe here. I had two pipes. This is a little silicone pipe that I have. It's just a little cheap thing, but it works. And I had a little green camo one as well. I wish that this would stop. I am so sorry, because you know, after I do some recording, it is not going to do this for hours. So yay. But the thing is, I had both of these pipes on this table because I cleaned them out, and then I leave them here because, you know, I'm going to bed. And then I fill them up, go outside, go walkies and smoke, come back inside. And then I put the stuff up here. I had both pipes up here. I don't know where the other one is. I set them both down here last night on this table. I can only find the one. The other one is not on this table. It is nowhere on anything else. It's not on the floor. It's not anywhere outside the house because I don't take it to any other room. It's gone. Did I take it and put it anywhere? No. But it's still gone. So where did it go? I have no ideas. Just like lights on that I don't understand, things like finding the refrigerator open all night when I shut it the night before I went to bed, finding little things like that where I didn't do that, or if I did it while I was suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning, except there's no carbon monoxide buildup. And I'm not suffering from that kind of dementia. So I do not know literally what happens. The pipe is gone. I mean, gone. And like I said, I don't take it anywhere. I don't do anything with it. I don't drag it around the house. It's on here, or it's in my hand when I go outside and bring it back in and put it on the table. No ideas. And I will have stuff like that happen. Well, I'll have a roll of duct tape, like a little bit of duct tape here. And I've had this literally happen, where I will set this right up here. And then I can never find it again. And I mean, I will clean the room, and it's gone. It's not in the garbage, it's not on the floor, it's not on anything. I set it down there, now it's gone, and it is no longer in the room. And I don't know what I'm doing or what's happening. I mean, obviously, I'm doing something. But what, how, and when? And again, I am so sorry. If I could fix that, I would. And again, I have no ideas what's making it do this. I have uninstalled and reinstalled the drivers. I do things and I have no ideas. Because again, it's doing this a lot right now and it's not going to do it this much later. So I am so sorry. I'm intensely frustrated. But checking the rest of my list here, one of the other things I wanted to talk about was I talk with people online, one of them, Jason Cunningham. Now, this is not a anti-any person thing, because he sent me a picture of Ozzy Osbourne, who said he wants to do at least one more show. Now, Ozzy Osbourne, fine fellow. The band that he was in, Black Sabbath, fine group. They did good music, that's great. Not my genre, never really liked it when I was younger. It's not really my stuff now, but it's fine. It's good music to listen to if you like that sort of thing, and that's good. But their music was also a product of their time, and they are very old now. And when I say they, I don't just mean Ozzy, I mean like the Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger and all that. They're in their 80s and they're out there touring. And you've got all these people that were culturally relevant back in the 80s and earlier that are out there being big band people. Here's the thing that bugs me about that one. Yes, he says he wants to do one more show, and I understand that. I mean, I'm 60 and I feel my life ain't over yet. I got a lot of stuff still that I can do, whether or not it's stuff that anybody else likes. That's one thing, but I still got a lot of life in me. Ozzy Osbourne probably feels he's got a lot of life in him and doesn't just want to sit down and relax. He wants to do things. He has been creative and active his whole life. He wants to be creative and active now. Understandable. But loss of cultural relevance and previous generations needing to move out of the way so the next generation can shine. It's nice that Ozzy wants to go out on shows. It's nice that the Rolling Stones are out doing concerts. But the next generations are being still overshadowed by these people. You're going to have the next generation be a far older generation than they should be by the time the previous generation is finally gone. The next generation that's supposed to be out there is going to be the equivalent of boomers by the time they're just out there on their own. One of the things that we as a previous generation have to do is get out of the way of our kids. It's great to want to do stuff, but don't overshine the next generations. Yes, you can look at music and say, oh, this music from a different time was objectively better, because they have gone through and they've taken a look at various music things and trends, and music now is a lot more lowest common denominator. It's less, exciting. It doesn't do as much stuff on the major labels and pop stuff. That it's just, it is less melodically intense than earlier stuff used to be. But not all music is like that. If you go take a look at music on the smaller labels, it's still exciting and new. So there's still new stuff, good stuff being made that is being overshadowed and overshown by the previous generations who need to get the hell out of the way. Yes, Ozzy, it's really nice that you want to put on another show. You should be allowed to do things, of course. But oh my gosh, all these younger groups need to have a chance to shine on their own without the previous generation just overshadowing them. That's my view on things. I mean, Ozzy and all that should still be able to make records. They should still, whatever, album, CD, just call it a regular album, because that could be any media. Even an album, just something you make up, streamed on Spotify or whatever, it's still an album. But he should be allowed to do that. People should be allowed to do that. But hokey smokes, all of the next generations, oi. So thumbs up. What else do I have on list? What else do I have on my list? Not a whole lot, but this is one thing. Really quick. There's the game Turbo Overkill. I actually played the demo for the channel. Really good game. It comes out in 3 chapters. 1, 2, and 3 have finally been all finished, apparently. Civvie 11 did a video on it, and I love Civvie 11 anyway, his stuff that he does. He was just drooling over the game because he said, I finally got it. I've played a little bit of it before. I couldn't really get into it. I never really did it. This time I put a week to it, and oh my god. And especially when you watch his video on it, there are so many video games like Balan's Wonderworld where they'll come up with a mechanism, and then they'll use that mechanism, and then they throw it out, and then they get a new mechanism, and then they throw that one out. There's other games where they'll break things up and do something interesting, but then they never use that mechanism again. It was just a one-time thing, and they should have used it. If you watch people like Josh Strife Hayes on YouTube, he talks a lot about that, where there's games that will come up with mechanisms, they use it for a room, it's a fascinating mechanism, and then they never use it again. It's just gone. But Turbo Overkill, they introduce mechanisms, and then they keep it relevant through the whole game, the entire way through, and they never stop. He says, and I agree just from the demo and when you watch his video, oh my gosh, he says it goes hard. It goes real hard. And when it's done going hard, it then goes harder. He at one point had an upgrade for the shotgun that lowered the spread and increased the damage. And he was just firing this at a distance and taking out the bad guys and just going, oh my god, it's beautiful. And it was just incredible. The game, I want to get it when I have money and can do that. Civvie's reaction, awesome. If you don't know Civvie 11, Civvie, check him out if you like watching game stuff. He does gameplay videos, but he's also talking about the game and the stuff that goes behind it and the things that go into the games and how levels are made, etc., as he does it. It's really good stuff. So when I can in the future and things have settled down, Turbo Overkill looks like, hey. I mean, I'm going to suck at it. I'm terrible. I've nerve damage, aging reflexes, but I love first-person shooters. Yeah, it was 93, which means I was like 33 when Doom came out. So, I didn't grow up on any of this stuff. They didn't have home computers when I was growing up. It was only a Pong machine when I was a young teen, and then I was 20 years old in 1983-84 when I got my first real computer, and that was the Commodore 64. The most popular home computer that came out with a whopping 64 kilobytes of RAM, half of which, 38K, was available to the user. Thumbs up! I have no ideas, and it drives me nuts. But let me take a look at what else I have on here. This is the last thing. I've been thinking lots of creative stuff as well. It's hard to remember. But I was watching another video on this one person it was a person who had lost, for whatever reason, a limb. Or was not born with the limb. Do not know. That was not the point of the video. The video was they were saying, why do people with prosthetics run with running blades and not like a leg that looks like a leg? And she tried showing it, and a regular prosthetic does not do what a leg does. There's no bounce. It goes bam, and then the rest of your body slams into it. Whereas with a running blade, which if you've seen a running blade on a person who's lost a limb, it is literally just, it hooks on to the lower part of the limb, and then it's just like a J shape of metal. and then you run, that part's behind you, and you run on the blade, and it bounces like a normal leg does. So it's like having an actual leg when you're running, because it bounces and acts like another leg. But what I was thinking about and wondering is, when you have prosthetics that are non-human prosthetics, because I have seen people who have prosthetics that don't mimic like another hand, like if you're lost here or whatever, it is like a gripping tentacle, because that's almost better at gripping than this. And so you've got people who have like a gripping tentacle as a prosthetic, and the running blades as prosthetics. And considering how easy it is for people to have body dysmorphia and such, what must it be like, number one, to lose a limb or not have one, because we have evolved through a very long period of time to think of ourselves as being halfway symmetrical. So losing a limb must be pretty intense in the first place. But then having a prosthetic that's not human and still does what a normal human limb would do, that must be a lot of weirdness, because especially they have already shown that if you have your hand covered inside of a box and across the room somebody has a rubber arm that is sitting on a table, and they brush the rubber hand while somebody in the box is brushing your hidden arm, you seeing that arm across the room, your arm that you cannot see being touched, your body will go, boom, that's my arm way over there. And so what do you do with that sort of body dysmorphia? Yeah, it's very short, but I imagine it's probably pretty intense, since that's your arm across the room. Thumbs up? And even though I don't have any of my Patreon patrons up here, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. They are beautiful and awesome people who help me and my aging pet get ready for this upcoming move. Thank you so much. Without your help, I would have been and will be just hosed like a Christmas monkey, which is the worst way for a monkey to be hosed. So thank you so very, very much for your help. My aging pet, thank you so much. To everybody who has donated to my PayPal in the past, or has donated to my GoFundMe, and somebody did donate some more money just recently, thank you so very, very much. Oh my gosh, does it help. It helps a lot. So much. Thank you. Thank you, each and every one of you, for having helped me out. It is appreciated so much. And I'm going to go through and thank how many people have left me comments, turning off my all-white spotlight there, because it doesn't have dark mode. Going to go through and thank how many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. And if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I can American Sign Language, the Band-Aid makes it harder to move my finger. Plus, my hands just really hurt this morning. Yay. I am not paying attention to that. It's just a form of stimming. Oh, gods above. Anyway, though, we have Stephen Blanchard. Thumbs up, thank you. Good to see you in the comments. Jesse Koskinen, thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. Good to see you in the comments. We have Adonis Rivera. Then that, I used to know that it was Bauhaus, but I have forgotten entirely. I really like a lot of some Bauhaus, but of course, largely because of the movie The Hunger with David Bowie, where they used a lot of Bauhaus, at least in the very beginning of the movie. So that was what got me into Bauhaus, and then from there we went. So thumbs up, thank you, good to see you. We have T Books, thumbs up, thank you. Larry from Space, who says, have a nice day. Absolutely, and hope you do too. There is Pop Blast, who asks, how's Amelia, she's freaked out by everything that's changing, but she's still doing well. Definitely a good thing. There is Garrett Smith, thumbs up, thank you much. And Floramu, greatly appreciated, thumbs up, thank you. And oh boy. RJ Mitchell, greatly appreciated. And I hope to go through some more stuff, especially later. But good to see you in the comments. And Nexor EH, thumbs up, thank you. It is good to see you in the comments, my friend. Here's hoping that that application for your machine goes through. That would be a good thing. Definitely a thumbs up. Then there is JAYY, greatly appreciated. And that is it. Thumbs up. Thank you, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. And that is appreciated to no end. Yay! Well, hokey smokes. Today, I gotta make the 7-mile round trip walk, get my UA done. So, thumbs up. The rest of the application is still going through. Here's hoping. Yay! Here's hoping it doesn't take weeks and weeks and weeks for the paperwork applications to finish. So still, because I have to do that, am I going to be able to record something for the channel? Hopefully when I get back. I don't know. I wasn't able to do anything yesterday. I tried my best, but yeah. So I'm going to do what I got to do. Hopefully you can get done the things that you need to get done, but if not, don't beat yourself up. That doesn't make it get done better next time. So until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And oh, my arms are so tired and sore. Yay for pain. Still, I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing. So let me turn this on so I can turn this all off. Scratch my nose first. Yay! Put my hand into a high contrast position, and I will see you, so you take care. I don't know how to smile naturally.